If you're having trouble running the ball in College Football 26, don't worry. I've got 5 tips that will instantly make your run game better. And make sure to subscribe so that you're up to date with all of the best and latest College Football 26 tips to win more games. And the first tip starts with simply picking good run plays. A lot of you just pick random run plays. You don't practice them beforehand, and some run plays are just better than others. So for example, if we're under center, we want to look at halfback dives or halfback ISOs for our between the tackle runs. We also want to look at runs like 26 duo, which we kind of have more freedom with. We can break it off tackle, we can break it up the B gap, or we can cut it back inside. And the last run you want to focus on are any type of halfback stretches or outside zone type of runs. Now that's not to say that other runs can't be good. Like counters can be pretty good sometimes, but they're also a lot riskier. Plays like tosses could get you a lot of yards, but it could also lose you 5 yards. These 3 runs across any playbook are going to be consistently good runs for you. Dives and ISOs give you control immediately, they're quick handoffs, and they're just a lot easier to steer and control between the gap. The 26 duo is really unique because you can cut this all the way back really easily, as you just saw right there. Or you could kind of just keep it right where it is and just hit it up the gut like that. But you can also bounce them all the way outside if you see an opening like this as well. It's very versatile. Now the stretch run is also going to be good too because this typically has pretty good blocking. It's one of your best runs to get to the outside, but it does provide the ability to cut it back if you see an opening. Just because the run looks like it's designed to go all the way to the outside doesn't mean you instantly take it there. You want to read and see what's open. See right here, it looks like we have the room to the outside, so then we're going to bounce it. But again, sometimes you're just going to have a hole just like this that you're going to want to cut through and get your yards that way. Now make sure when you're looking through your playbook under center, look for those 26 duos, look for any play that says stretch or outside zone, and look for any play that says dive or ISO. See right here in the I-form wing, we have a strong stretch, and we also have an ISO. You want to get in practice mode and practice these runs because not every stretch or every 26 duo is created equal. Some are going to be a little better than others, but typically throughout every playbook, these runs are going to consistently be good. Now sure, there's always going to be those one-off runs that can be good. For example, in this single back bunch ace formation, this counter Y is actually a pretty decent run. So if you want to know if a run's decent, you need to get in practice mode and just run it for 5 minutes straight and see what happens. As you can see here, this is a pretty good run if you can read the blocks. But again, when you're doing counters or tosses or just any other type of run, they come with more risk of just getting completely blown up. Whereas the 3 other staple runs I talked about, they're just consistently going to get you safe yards with the ability to hit a home run. Now when it comes to shotgun, there's really only 2 runs I like to look at, and this is obviously leaving options out of this because options are always good. You want to look for inside zones or duos when you're in shotgun. These are going to be your best bet. I really love duos once again out of shotgun because just like under center, you have the freedom to completely bounce these any way you want to go with them. So you can attack the middle if it's there, or you can cut it back if need be. A lot of running the ball really just does come down to picking plays that give you the freedom and give you quick control of your running back. Some runs just have bad blocking built in, unfortunately, and some of them have really long handoffs. Now we're going to switch up to the inside zone here. Again, the thing with these runs, everyone that I'm showing you, they have quick handoffs and they give you quick control of your running back, which is crucial. Sometimes you're wondering, why can't I seem to just get where I need to go with my running back? And that's because the play you're picking just does not let you get control of them quick enough. Tip number 2, run where you have the advantage. So you always want to look at the defense and look where your blockers are. So for example here, we're in a stretch going to the right. Now we're going to pretty much count everybody from the center on over to the way we want to run. So we have the center, we have the fullback, and then we also have 2 linemen and 2 tight ends. So that means we have 6 guys that can help us block on that side of the field. Now, if we look from the center on over to the tight end, we can see they've only got 3 defenders in the box. Now, sure, there's a safety up top and there's a cornerback to the outside right, but those aren't the most immediate threats. In the box, from the center over to that tight end, there's 3 guys and we have 6 blockers. So this means we should have a pretty good lane in here somewhere if they don't block shit. And sure enough, we were able to hit the lane and get huge yards. It's very important that you look where your advantage is and you want to read the defense. You can't just hike the ball, spam turbo, and run to the outside. You're not going to have success that way. Now right here we can see they've got more like 4 guys in the box. Now we still have the advantage, but we have a little bit less of an advantage. But this should still be enough for us to hit a gap, and sure enough, look what happens. And then we follow our blockers, we don't outrun them, and then we get a touchdown. Simple and easy. Now right here you could see it's a little bit more crowded. There's 4 guys in the box and there is the cornerback that's pretty close. That's a little bit riskier. Whereas if I audible to this zone weak play, this isn't really one of our better runs, but just for the purposes of demonstrating here, you can see this run's attacking between the left guard and the left tackle. And if we look from the center over to the left, there's only 3 guys in that box right there. There's the 2 guys on the line and the linebacker on the left. Whereas we have our 2 linemen, or our 3 linemen rather, because we have the center and we have our fullback. So this could be a decent run for us if they don't block shed, in which they did, but you could see that hole was open. We're going to go to the replay here and look at this, because sometimes you're just going to get block shedded. Sometimes a good defender is just going to make a super win like this. But had number 71 held onto that block, you could see there was a massive hole there that we were going to be able to run to. But sometimes the defense is just going to blow up your spot, and that's okay. Now here we're going to switch it up a little bit, because I want to show you that you can also give yourself the advantage in the run game too. So I'm going to flip this stretch to the left. You can flip runs with the right analog stick by going right or left, and you can flip runs on most plays to either side. Now I flipped this run to the left, and I'm going to actually get on my tight end here, and I'm going to motion him over to the left. So what I've done now is I've actually helped give myself a numbers advantage by putting another blocker into the play that previously would not have been in the play. And now you can see we're able to get the blocks and get a good gain there. So you can also use motion to help give yourself a numbers advantage where you don't have one. Hey, really quickly, I did want to mention that I do offer a membership where I post all of my ebooks and my highest level offensive and defensive strategies. We've got hundreds of members who are winning more games by simply being signed up, and you can try it out for a week for free with my free trial. Link is in the pinned comment below. Tip number 3 is a big one. You've probably heard people preach it, but it's true. You do not want to hold turbo behind the line of scrimmage. You should be running the ball with just your left thumbstick. That's it. You only hit turbo when you're trying to pull away or when you're on the outside trying to beat them to the sideline. Right here, I'm never touching turbo. I'm just using my left stick. And sometimes I'm not going to get great yards. Sometimes I will. But you could see right there, I was able to kind of bob and weave a little bit and get a couple yards in a situation where I probably should have lost yards. If I was holding turbo, I wouldn't be able to do that because you can't change direction as easily when you're holding down turbo. I'm never holding turbo in any of these spots right here. This is strictly left stick. I can take my right hand completely off the controller. And in fact, you should practice running like that to get better. Because I guarantee you, you're holding down that turbo or that acceleration boost, which is right trigger or R2. You're holding it down more than you think you are. It's a force of habit. I even do it by accident sometimes. Because we're just so used to having our right index finger hovering over that button ready to press it. So if you want to get better at running, get in practice mode and literally take your right hand off the controller. Only use your left thumb on the left thumbstick. That will get you a lot better at running. The problem with pressing turbo too soon is it does cause the defense to block shed a lot quicker. And like I said previously, it does limit your change of direction because you just can't stop on a dime as easily. Now right here, this is a good example where I would hit turbo. I'm trying to get to the outside as quick as possible. I'm not holding it right away because I want to get out of the backfield. Right here, this is when I press it. It makes sense. I'm in open field and I'm trying to pick up as many yards as possible. But until I'm in that situation, I need to lay off turbo because I have to allow myself to read the blocks and see where I need to go. Number 4, use sets that have multiple tight ends. As you've seen pretty much every formation that I've run out of in this video, there's been at least 2 tight ends on the field. The reason for this is because it just helps you run block better because you have extra big bodies on the line. Now sure, you can run out of shotgun sets if you want to run an inside zone to keep the defense honest. There's nothing wrong with that. But typically if you're running the ball, use heavier sets. Heck, this set right here has 3 tight ends. Now this is a little aggressive because it's a lot harder to pass out of these. So I like going 2 tight ends because it's more balanced between pass and run. But if you really want to pound, just go with the 3 tight end set. It's going to give you better blocking. And also just be mindful, you don't have to hit home runs every play. You can get 4 to 5 yards, even 3 yards sometimes, and that's fine. Trying to go for the home run every play is why a lot of people struggle to run the ball. I mean, look right here, we barreled forward for 6 yards, but we had contact about 2 yards into the play. Right here, we only got about 2.5. Not every run can be a home run, but if you practice these tips, I'm telling you, you'll chip away, and eventually, as you've seen in this video, those opportunities to hit big runs are going to be there from time to time. And for the last tip, you want to scheme these runs together. So I've shown you all the good runs in this video. Right here, okay, we have a dive. Now, we don't want to just run this every play unless our opponent can't stop it, but we want to obviously read the defense like I've talked about earlier. If the inside looks good, we want to run a dive. Right here, the box is pretty filled. It looks like they have a good chance to stop this, whereas if I audible to this stretch play, the stretch has a little bit better of an advantage here because we're going to stress the defense a little more. So you always want to have different runs in your arsenal so that they can't just key in on one of them. Again, right here, we can see the box is pretty loaded, so I'm going to try to take a stretch here. Is it going to work every time? No, but I can look at this and say that running up the middle probably isn't the best idea. So let's try and see if we can take it off tackling. Okay, we didn't get that many yards there, but it was the right decision. Whereas right here, we could see the middle looks a lot more open, and the right side, there's extra guys hanging out over there on the right. So you want to be able to mix these runs together. You want to be able to attack the outside and attack the inside, because that's going to make it a lot harder to stop you. And as you can see, we ran where we had the advantage and we got a huge gain. Now that you know how to run the ball, you're halfway there. Now you need to know how to pass the ball properly so that you can be balanced on offense, and you can check that out in this video right here on the screen.